a whole, but NAVAIR in general, we're a bit behind on DHM compared to the other services. We've kind of been working in the background, going to DHMC for about 10 years, learning what we can, waiting for the rest of you to validate the software, and waiting for the one best package to emerge, which it's easier said than done. It hasn't happened. Some congressional funding came our way. We had a chance to jump in, and that's what we've done. I won't go into detail, but our current process, we utilize a Faro arm to go out and digitize cockpits. We use human subjects, 10 to 15, and do a pretty complex analysis of a lot of data. It's very time consuming, about 53 man days of just our team labor, plus labor time for the subjects. And it downs an aircraft for 3 to 4 days, which is a pretty big deal. Just a couple pictures of evaluations. On newer acquisition, we tend to work with mock-ups more, but those are also expensive to build. Our products are, the main one is our anthropometric restriction codes, and those are used to determine what aircraft the pilots can fly safely and what training aspects they're going to go into. We also determine the percent accommodated per aircraft based on the JPATS population, and we confirm boundary case accommodation. We don't use percentiles very much unless we're talking about an issue relating to just one anthropometric measurement. We use boundary cases for both maintainer and pilots. I'm kind of pressed for time, so I won't go deeply into this, but we identified 3 key areas we wanted to concentrate on. One was updating our anthropometry, which basically for the Navy is terrible. We really don't have anything recent at all. So we've been relying heavily on the 88 answer and subsets of that, like the JPATS. We knew we need to set up some scanning modeling and animation capability, which we've been working on pretty heavily. And then, of course, the DHM itself. And you already know the advantages of the technology. But the big ones for us is being able to evaluate early in design and more often than we would otherwise be able to. Not tying up the aircraft assets and personnel is a big deal. And then something that some people might not think about is, for us, it's a lot safer than taking non-pilot subjects out to an aircraft. The environment can be dangerous. They can damage the aircraft, and it can be a big problem. Okay, so the first piece is the anthropometry update. We did the right thing. We talked to the right people early on, but we did not get the funding in time to really piggyback any efforts. I am aware that the Navy Clothing and Textile Research Facility had an RFP. I think it just closed out like May 19th. They're looking to do a 5,000 person survey, 90 plus traditional measurements plus scans. From what I understand, they're not funded yet either. So I'm hoping that maybe we can combine efforts with them. Maybe there's either other Navy entities that can get in on it so we can finally fund something. For the scanning, modeling, and animating, we've done a lot of work on that this year. We've teamed with Direct Dimensions. We have them on contract. They provided a lot of assistance with helping us to select software and hardware. They've provided training to us. They've gone out and assisted on 2 projects so far. We did a scanned a F-18 simulator in my lab, and we've scanned a T-6B aircraft during an accommodation evaluation. And we have a 3rd project pending. The software we've purchased and are using, so far it's Polyworks and Rhino, and then we're either going to go with 3ds Max or Maya. Our hardware purchases are the Konica Minolta Range 7 scanner. We selected that because it's very strong in scanning black surfaces, which the cockpit is pretty dark. Some of the other scanners we tested didn't do as well. That one did. We also purchased a platinum Faro arm and the laser line scanner that goes with that. And that's great for getting into areas that we can't get with a larger scanner. And then we went with something called a shape shot. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that. It utilizes cameras to take a series of pictures, but the output it's true 3D geometry, and it's not quite as accurate as the other scanners. So we want both, but what the shape shot will do for us is give us a pretty accurate color and texture mapping over our geometry. There's just a couple pictures from the T6B scan. And some other examples from T6. I believe they use Rhino for the modeling in this case. And we haven't started doing the color and texture mapping with ShapeShot yet. That system's ready for delivery, and we're setting up training sometime in June. Okay, for DHN, we partnered with University of Iowa. We just finished up a year with them, and we're I guess, in talks to continue what we're doing. Okay, some of the challenges that we are aware of, because we've got two problems. Because we don't have any scan data for our use cases to provide Iowa to make custom avatars for us. In the future we will. We'll either end up using the new answer survey scans, or hopefully we'll have our own. So that's for the future, but for now we're needing something to work on. And our hope had been that we'd be able to work out something where we could adjust the avatars using the traditional landmarks. And they've done some work and looked at options for us, but we don't really have the funding to take that route. So we've got a couple of other ideas we talked to Steve Beck about, and I think we've got a path forward with that. Another challenge for us is obtaining and creating representative models of clothing and equipment for the avatars. We don't want to just simulate the bulk of these items. We need to simulate the actual compression, any restriction and accommodation, the forces, and some of that stuff weighs heavy on the front can pull person change the posture. We'd have to model multiple sizes, and all this can be very time consuming. We have to consider the effects of the restraint system in the aircraft. It's going to vary from aircraft to aircraft. How did we find? We restricted it based on what we call Zone 2 reach. Zone 1 is locked harness, and you're not straining against the harness. Zone 2, you're allowed to strain against that. So determining the delta and between aircraft, that's some work we have to do on our end to figure out the best way to use that. Positioning and the posture of the avatars is important. I think it's an area where you can induce a good bit of error if you aren't doing something representative. And I'm hoping that this year we'll be doing some studies on that. I gathered data on F-35 and T-6. I took a lot of landmark data when I did traditional accommodation evaluations. And I'm hoping that we can build avatars perhaps with the same anthropometry and do some comparison maybe this year. For us, ongoing funding, we have some labor money for this year. I don't know what the future will bring. Now eventually, I know the program money will cover this, but that's once we get everything validated. Getting between here and there is another story. I just don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if this is a challenge for the rest of you, but finding qualified help, and I've heard this from my contractor counterparts as well. It seems like we end up putting our eggs in one or two baskets a little bit with some of this. You get a couple of people that are really good at it, and if they go, you're in trouble. And then last but not least is validation. And we're hoping that we're going to be able to do some efforts of our own and bring something to the rest of you guys, since we've been kind of learning so much from you all these years. There's a lot of future possibilities. My little air crew accommodation work is just a small piece of what we can do, and we know that. One area where we can save a whole lot of money is in design for maintainer and maintainer requirements verification work. In the aircraft life cycle, maintenance is a huge cost driver, and we could really do a lot there. I'm really want to look at simulating the dynamic environment. We don't do that now with human subjects, and we won't do that initially with Santos, but it is something we definitely do want to look at in the future. I'm interested in figuring out a way to do emergency egress simulations for passengers and air crew. And troop and passenger seat accommodation, I think we could be doing a lot better job for the people that we're flying around. The other items are not my area of expertise, but certainly there's other people in Force 6 that have a strong interest in these areas, and I'm sure there's a lot more that I could add to the list. This is our team. Our lead is Dr. Bereshinder, and we very much welcome opportunities for collaboration, and I thank you for your attention.